Good morning, y'all. On my way to on the way to drop my baby off to the babysitters, and then I'm on my way to work to grind like I never grind before. So be careful when you eat those chips, Symphony. Mm. Excuse me, y'all. I'm putting on my stuff. Excuse the ashy elbows. I'm about to deal with that now. But let's talk real quick. Me and my cousin had a really interesting conversation, and it was talking about women and men who chase after people, and they with somebody. They with somebody, or you are pursuing someone who basically is telling you that they don't want to be with you. They don't want to be, and this is the famous word that the men use nowadays, and even women. I'm just not ready for a relationship. But they're ready for all of the other benefits that come with a relationship, like sex, money, gifts, partying, shacking up, but they're just not ready for it. And then you have the woman that's just like, I know one day he gonna come around because he gonna realize that I'm the woman for him. He got a woman. He got somebody. He got somewhere. It's two things. No, it's really three things. Number one, either he's selfish as heck, so you need to get away from that. Number two, he got another woman somewhere else. Number three, shoot, he eats cake and broccoli at the same time. You know what I mean? All mixed all up. You know how they say, got your cake and eat it too? Yes, you're supposed to eat your cake, right? But this dude is doing some crazy stuff, and he's dragging you right along for the ride. But my thing is that there are certain women out here, you see the signs. You see the freaking signs. You see the signs, okay? I'm going to tell y'all something. Before I got married, and I'm going to have to go into the archives. Before I got married, I was dating a guy, and I asked, was he married? No. Do you have children? No. But the signs was all there. He would come up with bogus excuses why he couldn't sit around, why he couldn't be around. It was because it rained at night, and it rained and he had to work, or one minute he was there, next minute he was gone. I wasn't able to look in his wallet. It was like, you can tell when a person is hiding something from you, because they will never show all of their selves to you. They'll only show you enough to get you guessing, and some of you women out here, you accept anything that a man says. Oh, he said that he gonna leave his wife, and he wanna be with me. He's in love with me. He doesn't love her. Girl, shut up. He took a covenant before God. You ain't nothing. You're nothing. And if he couldn't commit to that covenant, what the heck makes you think he gonna commit to you? Oh, well, she said that right now she's just not really ready, and so we come around and everything, but she don't want to be with you though. She don't want to be with you, but she doesn't want anyone else to be with you either. Same thing with him. He doesn't want to be with you, but he doesn't want anyone else to be with you. That's selfish. It's freaking selfish. So I know some folks where they are so in denial. The man is living with another woman who he says they're not together anymore, but you never met this woman. But he's supposed to be leaving her, but because of certain paperwork, that's the reason why it's so complicated. But he has already told you he's not ready for a commitment. I'm like, that man is married. He's freaking married. And you know this. You never met the woman. You know that there's another woman and that he's there, so he's back and forth, so he can never be around you. But this is the thing that really gets me. Why do you have this man around your kids? Why do you have him around your children like as if he's their daddy? He's such a good dad. He's not their father. And in the same way he won't commit to the mother, he's not going to commit to those kids that ain't his. So, denial is a mug, okay? So, let me go back when I was like in my early 20s. So, this guy that I was dating, all the signs was there. You know, I would be going off on the phone. Where were you? And he would come up with every single excuse. And let me tell you how much of a dog. I was telling my cousin this last night, how much of a dog a man is. Okay. Years later, he got into some trouble that he ended up getting locked up. So me and his mother became really close. I mean, I looked up to her. She was a church-going woman, and we were going to go ahead and take a trip to Africa. So peep this, y'all. So, you know, to go to Africa, I think it was like a $2,500 trip. I already put $1,000 down on the trip, right? And me and his mother was going to play. She was an older woman. Like, she was, like, older than my mother. So I thought, like, oh, you know, I'm looking up to this woman. Plus, she's close to the man I love. You know how it is when you're young and stupid. You think, oh, if I get in good with the mom, I get cool points. No. So anyway, let me go back to telling the story. So I remember when he was out, I saw a picture of him standing next to two kids that was on his mother's table. And I said, you got kids? And he was shaking. He was like, no, man, I don't got no kids. Those are my nieces and nephews. And I'm like, I'm looking at these kids like, man, they look like him. But he said, nah, and I'm like, no man would deny their children. So I didn't, you know, for the longest time, I didn't believe it. So I was like, I'm cursing, I'm going off, I'm kirking out. And so he was like, you can ask my mother. So I asked him, I asked her, before I got close with her, I asked her, does he have any children? She said, no, not that I know of, no. He don't have any children. I said, okay. So then that's years later, right? Even though I was still dealing with the BS, still seeing the signs, years later. So I was supposed to go to Africa with her, you know, and I'm thinking like, oh, this is going to be the first time I'm going to Africa. The whole time he locked up or whatever. But that's a whole nother story. She puts me on this bus to go to North Carolina to visit this dude. So I'm thinking, you know, that's why I'm like, I don't do the jail stuff. But anywho, she puts me on this daggone bus. So I get on the bus. And I'm all like, yeah, I'm about to go see my boo. And, you know, thinking whatever. Next thing you know how they read off the list with people getting on the bus? Next thing you know, this lady gets on the bus. And I'm just going to use the last name, Scott. She gets on the bus and the bus driver reads the last name, Scott. And I looked over because remember, I'm going to go visit a Scott. So I looked over and lo and behold, there's a woman and them two kids that I saw in that photo. And this is before, remember they had the old phones, the T-Mobile phones, where they had you didn't really know how to text that girl. I'm trying to text my best friend. He got a wife. This is boy. Yeah, I couldn't even get it out. And do you know God made me? And this was going on. First of all, I was in a relationship with this guy for years. I mean, we had a crazy fighting off and on. He didn't want nobody to be with me the whole time. But y'all, let me finish telling you the story. Let me tell you the story. Right. So now I'm on this bus. And the whole ride, I'm thinking about this woman and these kids. Now, I don't went up there before to visit him. So, and I'm like, I'm just so pissed. Like, I'm about to go up here. And this man is really freaking me. Like, all of the truth is about to come out. So, peep this, y'all. Peep this. So, we get inside of the jail. You know, they tell you to make sure you sanitize your hands and stuff like that. Because if anyone was doing anything and it's on you, and if they detect it before you go in jail, you would not be visiting that person. So I made sure my hands were sanitized and everything. Soon as I went through the thing, I saw the woman. She's looking kind of confused, like she doesn't know what to do. And I'm like, you need to put some hand sanitizer on your hands. I'm telling this woman that. And she's like, okay, thank you. So she puts the hand sanitizer. I go up. I'm like the first group to go up. So I see Slim. Slim come out of nowhere. Hey, babe. My mom looking at him. He hugs me. I'm like, your wife and children are here. He's like, and I tell the security guard, which is like police officer security guard, I'm like, excuse me, we're going to need 3 more chairs. So I tell him before the kids come up, just tell him I'm a family friend. You know, like we a cousin. Just tell him I'm a family friend or something like that. When them kids came upstairs and the lady came upstairs, the chairs were already there, and the daughter had to be like maybe 13 years old. She said, man, dad already got a visitor. Like, you know, and I'm like, hi, how y'all doing? And then I see the son. I'm looking like, oh, you mother. Ooh, I'm looking at this, right? Years he lied. Now remember, his own mother, his own flesh and blood said he didn't have any children. The whole time I saw the signs, I was in denial. Anywho, so this is what I say, because the kids was kind of looking like, who is this woman? This is what I say to him. I say, yeah, you know, I got a plan for my wedding, because, yeah, I get married in the next 2 weeks. So now the kids are like, oh, that's not dad's. This woman ain't with dad, because she just said she get married. Now they kind of like, okay, okay, we're cool, you know? But I had to do that so the kids wouldn't feel threatened, like, who is this woman? And I'm going to tell you what God did. God told me exactly where my place is in this man's life. His wife sat across from him. His son sat to the right. His daughter to the left. And I was off on the side like a mistress. So the whole time, you know, I thought I was doing something when I went to see this dude in jail. I bought a whole thing. I got a whole thing of quarters so we can get a whole bunch of snacks. But I told the kids to help themselves and go ahead and get the snacks. Everything that I ever wondered about, the kids confirmed it. They had a house in Uppity Tantallion. Mommy and daddy had cooking contests. I remember it was a dog that he had. It was like an American bulldog. It was a puppy. Next thing you know, the puppy was gone, and I'm like, where's the dog? It's at my mom's house. Oh, it's in the backyard. He would come up with so many freaking excuses, and lo and behold, the kids was telling me all about the dogs and how one dog jumped off the balcony and hurt himself. And I was laughing. I mean, the kids were funny. And then he was talking about, remember when dad pulled over and gave me a whooping, and he was like, man, this joker was sitting up here. I was thinking to myself, not only are you their father, but you are in their lives, and you just sat up here and said you didn't have kids. But y'all gotta understand, before they even came upstairs, you know what he said? He said, look, the truth come out in jail. Look, the oldest one is mine. I don't know about the little boy. That little boy looked exactly like him, stood like him and everything. I just couldn't believe that a man would lie and deny his own flesh and blood. His own flesh and blood. So I'm sitting up here, the kids are laughing, and I'm laughing, and then when they turned away, I looked at him like, and then I turned back over, and I remember his wife. He was like, you remember Betty? She said, I heard some girl by the name of Betty Boo. I said, that would be me. But anyway, I was like, you know what, y'all go ahead, and y'all, I mean, because when I tell you, the kids told me daddy and mommy have cooking contests. They told me about the everything that I ever questioned about it. God made me sit and say, no, Mona, you're going to sit there. Because I've been telling you the signs, you're going to sit right there. See, this is where you are at in his life. Your mistress on the side being played, and you saw the signs. So I'm all like, so I tell Slum, I say, well, look, y'all go ahead and have fun. I'm about to go downstairs and call my fiance. So the wife like, you gonna go down there and wait all them hours? Because you know when you coming from DC to North Carolina, that's like a 5-hour, an 8-hour visit. So I'm gonna be down there for like some hours. I said, yeah, you know, I gotta call my baby anyway. So the whole time he all, man, look, you want to take a picture? I'm like, oh no. And then he goes to give me a hug. I was like, look, I'm gonna call you. I said, no. I was like, don't you ever call me. I had to laugh like, Slim, you better call me. Saying it out of my breath. But his mama gonna call me after that. First of all, when I went downstairs, I was so blown that it was some women from DC, and they was like, girl, we saw the look on your face. They was like, you want to ride back home with us into DC? I was like, my stuff is on the bus. I may get disconnected because I'm going under this bridge. So God made me not only ride back because I left my stuff on the bus. That's his wife, and those are his kids. The only thing that you know, you knew the signs, you saw the signs, now you see it. But I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. I really felt like a huge ball and chain and a huge that was connected to an entire freaking brick building was broken off of me. Because when I tell you, this is the kicker. Hold on, I gotta get from under this bridge so I can tell you the kicker part about this. When I tell you this dude was so manipulating, and at the same time he was interrogating, and I couldn't be with no other dude. Like when he came around, dudes was just like, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like when he came around, he was one of those like, that's supposed to be my man. And the whole time you married, you trying to have something that don't belong to you. So let me tell you this. This right here is going to be the kicker. And this is why I say women, don't be trusting these dudes, and even men out here too, don't be trusting these women. This right here is the kicker. Y'all ready for this? Well, he had a friend, one of his close best friends. I never forget. We went to Applebee's, and I'm back then when I was in my early 20s. I used to talk smack. I was like, you know what? When it's over, we're done. And he was like, okay. And I was like, that's shake on it. So when I went to shake Slim hand, he took my hands, y'all, and he smashed the crap out of my fingers that my body went back like, oh my gosh. That I started crying. When I tried to get up, his best friend blocked me in from moving. He blocked me in from getting past him. And I'm crying and everything. Like this dude was one of them type of dudes. So let me tell you. So anywho, now the whole scene, I'm back, we at the jail, right? You know what he tells me? He mentions his friend, right? Do you know what he says to me? He said, that's her brother. I'm thinking, like, are you freaking kidding me? Your best friend is her brother, which means that's your brother-in-law? That's your freaking brother-in-law? So your brother-in-law knew that you were sleeping around and messing with me, and that's his sister? Oh, y'all some dogs, man. Y'all some dogs. This is the same brother-in-law that tried to block me in from leaving the table after he crushed my hand like that. I said, oh, y'all some dogs. So anywho, so I realized that a lying man will go above any and everything. He would lie about his own flesh and blood. He would use his mama to lie. I mean, golly. His brother-in-law was his best friend and knew the dirt that he was doing. And he had no loyalty to tell his own sister. So, nevertheless, God showed me, Mona, this is the reason why it never worked, because the whole time he's with someone else. You saw the signs, you ignored the signs, you came up with excuses, you listened to all of the lies that he was saying, but the whole time, boo, you knew like Slim wasn't going to, like, what did you think he was going to do? How can he marry you when he's already married? And then the mere fact that he denied his own children. And then you know he tried to call me after that. And I said, Slim, don't you ever call my phone. I was going back and forth that I completely cut him off. That he finally got out and knocked on my door. My sister was like, she not here. You know, she about to get married. Oh, man. And I was like, I stayed away from Slim like he was the plague. He ended up being my number. And when he said 2 words, I hurried up and hung up the phone. I mean, he was that bad that he's one of those people where you don't even want to say anything back, because if you do, you're igniting this person, hey Tills, to do whatever they want, you know. So anywho, so nevertheless, I got rid of that. But I realized, like, men that are dogs and running packs, they will stick together with a lie. Even his own mother, when his mother called me, was like, what happened? And I'm like, he's married with children. I don't know why. I said, I don't know if you remember me. This is what I said to his mother. But I asked you over a year and a half ago, was he married and did he have children? And you told me no. And you lied. You know, I was so pissed. But anywho, so going back to some of you women that, I don't know. I mean, he said that he loves me, but he's just not ready for a commitment. He doesn't allow me to go over to his house where he stay. That's because he married. He got somebody. He's committed to somebody. He's committed to somebody. And he's not going to be committed to you. That's why the most famous words a man can say to a woman to get out of being held accountable is, the most famous, don't be shaking your head, I just got out the way. The most famous thing that a man can say to a woman so he doesn't be held accountable is, I'm just not ready for a commitment. If a man ever says that to you, you better put your freaking running shoes on and run. You better do a disappearing act. Because when a man tells you that, what he's bottom line saying is, I don't want to fully commit to you, but what I do want is the benefits that you have. I want to sleep with you. I want to act, but at the end of the day, don't get in your feelings because I'm just not ready for a relationship. It's true. Why is this car? It's true. Hold on, y'all. Matilda's about to go to the babysitters today. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, it's true. When a man ain't, if he telling you, the reason why I can't stay is because, no, he got to get back home to that wife. That's why. The reason why I had to leave, you ain't hear from me, I ain't answer my phone during, because he was with his wife. He's with someone else. That's the reason why. That's the reason why he's not committing. Hold on, y'all. Let me run her up in here real quick. You ready to go, Tails? That's the reason why. I don't understand why he just don't want to be with me. Because the only thing he wants to do is to have sex with you. He doesn't want the obligation of being a man and stepping up and taking care of what a man is supposed to take care of. Or he's obligated to somebody else. He doesn't want you with anyone else. That's why you got all of these photos and pictures of him all up in your house. And the whole time you shacking up. What are you teaching your children here? What are you teaching your kids? A man who's with a woman but doesn't have any type of commitment. He been with you for some odd years and he still ain't said, would you marry me? That's a man that's just trying to use you. He's trying to take your virtue and your youth. That's what he's trying to do. Next thing you know, you're going to wake up with frown lines and a whole bunch of gray hair and he on to the next popping thing that's going to take his trifling self because you did. He got used and accustomed to it, boo. I just don't understand. I cook, I clean, I pay his bills good and he wants to keep it that way. Why change anything? Well, I mean, why would a person work hard when he get it so easily? But you know the crazy thing, it'll be the one that don't give him the time of the day that he got to work hard for, that he's chasing like crazy. It may be ugly as a daggone dog, but hey. That's why I say like, y'all better know. Y'all better know. When a man says, I remember I was chasing this one guy. I thought he was so fine. Oh, I thought he was fine. He never wanted a relationship. But why? I mean, here I am single. I'm fly. I have my own place, my own car, no children. Why? Because he didn't want a commitment. And I remember asking this older guy that showed up at our job one time. All of the women were asking him about advice. But he flew me out to Florida, honey. That's because he just paid for sex for you to fly. What's a $200 ticket when you could be with a woman a whole daggone night and then he can fly her back out? That's nothing. Some of y'all be thinking, I do this for him. That's why he loves me. And, I just want to spend quality time. But he's never there. He always leaves because he has a wife. He has somebody else. He's not into you, boo. The only thing he's into is what you got in between your legs and your money. He's using you. You his sugar mama. That's what you are. But what? Let him go. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing if you're not putting in work. You did. Who's gonna do what for what? Why would he want to do anything? I mean, you give it up to him so daggone easily. Shoot, he's like, please. He probably bragging like I got one boo over here that do this. Let me tell you something. When I was driving, girl, where's your daggone food, Tails? Where's my baby's food? When I was driving Lyft, yeah, Lyft. Y'all, let me drop her off really quick, and then I'm gonna tell y'all the 411. I'm gonna have to leave out of this car real quick. I'm gonna lock my door so don't nobody touch my keys. Hold on, y'all, because I gotta tell y'all this. Hold on. Come on, Tails, it's time for you to go and play around. Don't. It's time for you to do what you do the best. You like your chips? Come on. You gonna show your chips and say, this is what I do. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Let me tell you, when I remember when I was driving for Lyft. Remember, I gotta hurry up and get to work. I'm not late though. So when I was driving for Lyft, remember, it was this guy that I met. He was a cool dude. He had a birthday party and everything. And he was saying how, he talking about his relationships, right? He showed me all of these women that were putting tattoos of his name on their bodies. Slim had at least 7 women, 7 different tattoos with his name. And I'm like, I just started chuckling. I said, so let me get this straight. So they put tattoos of you on their body. I said, oh, so you like to brand your women, huh? He said, no, they do this because they damn. I said, really? So which one you gonna marry? Man, I ain't really ready for no relationship. Oh. So you string them along, right? They buy you gifts, they cook for you, they clean, they go out and brand their bodies to prove their sis. See, that's what's wrong with y'all women out here. That's why men come across women like me and gotta be shut down. Because I was like, you gonna come across the right one, and what she gonna do is she gonna give you the run, honey, and she would not be branded, but you will. She's not gonna be branded. But he was like, man, what you mean? I said, right. I said, that's the only thing. You haven't come across the right one. You've come across the same old women who open up any and everything for you and invite you on in without no type of guard whatsoever. Because it's just like, I gotta show him that I'm better, and that I want him to know that no other woman can do what I do, because the way I do it the best. Girl, you'll find that the woman that don't do none of those things and keep her guard up and tell him, talk to the hand, because I'm not branding my body. That'll be the one that he'll go after. I don't know what you're talking about, but this is how I'm going to do things. That'll be the one that he goes after. The one that can read him, tell him about himself. The one that can, that it'll be somebody so different from the other women that went around branding their bodies. And he think like, look at my collection. I laugh so hard. Well, what you laughing at? I this. I said, these women crazy. I told my friends that day, when I tell you, they was like, well, what? I'm like, that's what this is what these women out here doing. Putting tattoos and stuff with it, some dude name on their body, ain't even married to. Look, when I was married, I wasn't gonna put my husband's name on my body. For what? We already became one. I mean, what the heck? I said, so none of these women, well, I'm not ready. And I know family members that think that way. They don't call them women, they call them females, because females, when you going to have a woman, we're going to have a wife. Sometimes, men, that's why the Bible says in these days, men should be lovers of themselves. They don't want to love nobody else but themselves. They want to go out, they want to have sex, maybe put a baby in you, and that's an accomplishment, but they don't want to have an obligation as a man of the head of their own household. So what they do is they go inside of these women homes and they plant their little seeds all over the daggone place. So when another man comes along, it makes it look like as if this woman is dedicated to this man, but he never even made a commitment. He never made a commitment. He don't even want to say the I love you word. You know what I'm saying? He don't even want to say it. He don't even want to mention love. Man, baby, you know how I feel about you, man. You down for me, and But people like, but Mona, is he ever going to come? Heck no, he's never going to come around. Why would he? You been with him now for about over a year and a half. Matter of fact, you got like 5 kids by the man. Yeah, so what? You known him since high school. You ain't got no ring on your hand. That tells you a lot. He don't love you. He don't want you. That tells you a lot, and it hurts. But I thought that we had something special. No, the only thing he wants is what you got in between your legs and what you can do for him out, in your wallet and your purse. That's all he wants. Well, he would have never been, no. He putting on a front, honey. He trying to act like he your man, just like the guy I was telling you that I was talking to. When I tell you, like, Slim was one of those dominating guys. He act like I couldn't be with nobody. And the whole time you married. What? That's say exactly what I was in this man's eyes. I was his mistress. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't gonna commit, No, absolutely not. And people be trying to think, no, don't stick around for that. Don't do nobody's bid either. Bama want to do 80 years in jail, and the whole time when he was out, he wasn't treating you right, and now that all his friends are gone, he's calling for you now. Yeah, I may get disconnected because I'm under the tunnel. But women wonder why. Why y'all not gonna get married? Because you've been with him for 8 years, and the whole time he never committed to you, and you still ain't stepped foot in his home because he's married. You've been sitting up here harvesting somebody else's husband, and you know the telltale signs, but you in denial. You are in denial. And they come out with that book, he's just not that into you. He's into something you have, but he would never marry you. For what? For what? He'll have some kind of nice things to say, but he don't want to be with you. But who would want to be with him? That's what's wrong with you. That's what's wrong with some of us women out here. Not us, but you sit up here and you put this man on a pedestal. And the whole time he don't need to be on. He need to be in a doghouse. That's what he need to be in. And the same thing with these women. You put her on a pedestal. You know what I mean? Like, stop so that's my thing about it is that some women are just in denial. They are in denial. Well, how do you know if he has a woman? Let me tell you the signs when you know that a man is married. Number 1, he doesn't pick up his phone. He doesn't answer his phone. He's always texting you, but he can't really conversate on the phone with you. He's always gone at a certain particular hour. He can never stay over constantly. He comes up with every single excuse in the book. Oh, he won't let you go through his personal information. If you go onto his Facebook and he only got like 3 friends, you have to go way out to meet some family members, but nothing inside. He's married. He's freaking married. I saw the telltale signs when I was young, but it was just like, I just thought like, oh, well, maybe. No, you try to believe that dumb lie, man. Y'all can't be believing these lies out here. You just gotta say, bull, man. Take that to somebody else that really believes it, but don't bring that over here to me. So tell me which, and a lot of women, let me say what a lot of men do now, and I told you what they'll do. They'll be like, look, I'm married. And if a woman accepts that and say, okay, well, he's married, I'm still lay with him, then you a trifling whore. That's what you are. You are a whore, because you want to sit up here and lay with a man that's already married. And he basically told you, look, this is my situation. I'm married. I don't want to leave my wife, but I want to be with my bride. You are a straight whore, a slut, a scallywag, stank, and stank. There's nothing cute about you. So don't ever think that you can take this man away from his wife, because he's already looking at you like, ugh. The only thing you can do is be his dumping ground. I mean, it's the truth. I had men come up, are you married? Yeah, I am. Okay, nice meeting you. What you in my face for? What you in my face for? Your wife know you better than me, so why would I even need to deal with you? Anyway, so yeah, we were sitting up there talking about that. I said, people, y'all better wise up out here. Y'all better wise up out here. Everything that sparkles, honey, kryptonite can sparkle. You be flying just as nicely, then get knocked out of the sky, messing around with something that's toxic. But how do you know, Mona? He said that, you know, he really respect me and he loved me, but there's a but in that, huh? That's because he can't commit to you. He don't want to commit to you, but he wants to whisper through sweet nothings in your ear. Look at the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence. How he had a dib on trying to get with this woman that he had no intentions on really being with. But he met the right one. She turned out to be a nut. And I ain't gonna lie. But as I got older looking at that movie, I'm like, serves him right for messing. Serves him right for jumping out the box. He got the right one. Now she is going off. So that's why I say when people be like, well, I just thought that, you know, later on he will grow on me. He'll realize, like, I'm a good woman. I pay his bills. I cook for him. I shop for him and everything. I just thought maybe he was going to come around and be like, you know what? You such a good, I want you to be my wife. Now they got these things called a promise ring. So it's not an engagement ring. You're going to promise me later on that you want to get engaged. Who the heck told these dudes that they were kings out this joint? If you gotta find yourself a mute from a different country, then go and get it, as long as he believes in God and knows how to work. Leave these dudes alone, man. These guys are straight playing y'all like fiddles, man, like flutes. They come around here and buy you stuff that you know you can buy your daggone stuff. Like when I was young, Slim had paper. You know what I mean? So when I first met him, he bought me a bottle of champagne to my job. The second date, he gave me the keys to the drop-top Cadillac, the 64. Me and my girlfriends was in the back. I thought I was doing something. Oh, he gave me the keys to the Benz, and I thought, oh, look at me, I'm doing something. I look at back, you little naive little thing. Girl, you can get your own. And man, when you're young, you're dumb, man. I mean, when you don't have the guidance, you think like, hey, you know, you thinking like this is how it's supposed to be. I look back at stuff like that, and I regret not knowing. Don't ever waste your time with a man who's never going to commit to you. He's not going to commit. All I want is a friend. You want a friend with benefits. You want a friend you can have sex with and act like she's your wife until a certain time you have to be home to your real wife. Right. Well, he said that he loved. I think he said he loved me. Y'all better look at that movie Sense and Sensibility. When she was like, Willoughby. He broke her heart, man. She almost died. I said, Jeepers. He led you on, boo. But when it came to money, he had to marry rich, and he got rid of you with the quickness. Oof. If y'all never seen that movie, that's a really good movie. Sense and Sensibility. That's a very good movie. But y'all gotta understand, y'all better know y'all virtue out here. Stop giving y'all daggone pearls away for these pigs to just trample all on them. Can we just be friends? No, we cannot. But why? For what? We not in school. I mean, I'm just saying, like, right now, you know, I've been with her for about 20 years and all, but things ain't going right. So I'm trying to, bull, get out my face. Get out my face. See, when women start carrying it like that, then you'll have a lot of men and women out here that'll start being more loyal. Because they know there ain't nobody going to feed into the bull. But when all of the women are just inviting this nastiness in, and women like, oh, she don't treat you good, boo, but come over here, I got you. How you think he ended up getting the last one? Because he probably told her the same dumb story. I'm about to leave this woman because she not right, and she put me. Men come up with so many reasons. I know for a fact that my ex-husband is probably going around, she was this, she was that, and you be like, you know what, your wife had a reason to be like that. People don't know his wife knows his weaknesses and knows his strength. The only thing he doing is giving you with tears. Whatever. You can't come around me. So how long y'all been together? Cause we been together for 16 years. Y'all not gonna get married. And you know what? Everybody want me to be married, but the only reason why you coming up with excuses is because he never popped the question. He gave you an excuse, and so now you giving everybody else an excuse. You went ahead and let your morals go down just to fit in his standard of fornicating for life and not being committed. A man who does not commit, what is he ever going to do for you and yours? First of all, I say this, that when you are dating, the reason why you're dating is to basically see who you're going to marry. That's my terms of dating. Like, you don't just go just to be like, I want to be with him. I mean, you got people that's nasty like that out there. But the whole purpose of courting is to find yourself a good husband or a good wife, right? But now they're like, man, shoot, you can get the benefits. So what's the whole purpose? It's cheaper to say you're just a girlfriend or boyfriend. Then when you decide to leave and go on with somebody else, you don't have to go to court. You don't have to do any of these things. So the lady allows the man to lay all up in her bed sinning. And the whole time God is holding that man accountable because of his selfish ways and his selfish acts of not leading like a man is supposed to. But know the signs, man. Know the signs. He's married. Well, he said that, you know, him and her, they've been together, but they still stay together, but they not sleeping. He's married. Well, he said that he was going to leave. He's married. But he said that he may see he's married. Y'all need to have your freaking blockers on when it comes to these lying dudes out here. Like that one guy, I'm sitting up here laughing. You ain't them branding you. Here you go, man. You got to give me your number. Nope. I'm the untouchable woman, honey. Sorry. I would not be a herd of those cows you have that's branded. No. Anywho, y'all, I gotta get to work, but y'all better know, you know the telltale stuff. Stop making excuses for the nastiness, for the triflingness, for the laziness. Well, he said that one day. And I've proven myself for over 50 years that I could be his woman, but he still don't want to get married. Honey, you's an old fool then. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day.